impressive fighter. He's very unique. Heavy hands, but he has beautiful footwork.
Foot feints already. Look at the movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the BD MMA channel. Now, you know I like to do prospects from time to time, so we're going to flip it up a little bit, do some boxing. This guy's just 5-0. His name is Israil Madrimov. The Dream is his nickname. Hell of a prospect, very Eastern Blockish, somewhere between Triple G and Lomachenko, say. It's kind of a lazy labeling, but bear with me. So, after seeing his first few fights, I mean, you can read this for yourself, but I found something interesting, and it's the parallels between what we used to call, when I was younger, Russian-style boxing to what has become Cuban-style boxing. He spent a lot of time being from Uzbekistan in Cuba, like here, and I think that was just last year. Interestingly, he hits mitts from Orthodox, and then he'll do like defensive drills from Southpaw often. I gotta love the oos there, so I had to point it out. You don't hear that in boxing gyms often. You know, that's more from my childhood. So, as you see here now, look, he gets all hands free. Watch this right hand out of nowhere here. Beautiful stuff. So we'll start with the sequence that kind of sums up this lovely prospect. First, we're gonna do the zigzagging Euro step like from the NBA. It's a stance changing, trying to get committed. So he's trying to get the guy committed to throwing a jab here by doing it into that beautiful right hand over one that was. And now it's this blistering kind of array of 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. And they're all thrown accurately. It's just that he's so square, it's hard to really give it a 5 or a 6 because it's not really Southpaw and or traditional. Here's a coach's tip, and this is real life from yesterday. When you have speedy combinations like that, you have to have a conscious relaxation. And just yesterday I was with 2 of my students, and I was telling one of them to relax their arms like they were boiled noodles. Maybe he'll chime in and tell you the story, but it ended up working because it's in your shoulders too. And sometimes you just got to get your students to really relax. So, because he's such a switch hitter like Bud Crawford, we're going to start with some of these Orthodox combinations where his hopping left to right style loads power into his punches. When he's Orthodox, he seems to get a little less flamboyant, we'll say, a little less Prince Nassim Ahmed. Oftentimes he stands in the open stance, so right versus left or left versus right, and with this laser beam of a 2 like that, makes sense. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, the body. Again, they're all 2s, but see how straight that is? It's a beautiful right hand. No set, no tell. So it's a bit of Triple G minus the jab, Loma, but less evasive, and more power meets Hagler via gritty switch hitting and delicate sounds of thunder approach to pugilism. He's just this dude's a nice blend of a lot of things that I look for in an up-and-coming boxing prospect. Now, I don't know what kind of chin he has, and he hasn't faced many people yet, but not much jabbing. Uses the lead hand for feinting often, and he likes to kind of throw his 2 right behind his 1. It's kind of that Diaz-style cadence on your 1-2. So this is why we frame or post and finish with a jab, and these are more like calls for someone like me who's holding mitts. So see there, he's finding his range, throws a 4 to the body, and then kind of checks him with a jab for range. It's just putting you back into a posture. So I love this combination. The duck and quarters forward, around, and away. Prince Nassim Ahmed and Josh Kelly do this sort of thing where they kind of like lean back after that sliding back pivot. But they, you know, in a boxing gym, they're going to call that a duck and quarter normally. It's a quarter of a pivot. To me, it's always a good sign when someone's flashy by nature but shows tremendous fundamentals. Like here you got gloves high, chasing down responsibly, blocking off of his gloves, stepping back for range. See, this is all very, you could see that out of anybody, you know. There's nothing about that looks like he should have cheetah print shorts on. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes it comes from like a square hipped, aka like a neutral stance, where see there he's starting from ground zero like Tyson-esque, where his hips are completely square or parallel to the opponent. So here he is from Southpaw, and you'll see it starts getting a little flashier, and his hands tend to drop a bit, and he does these really nice kind of head down, like as if he was, I mean, he'd be great in MMA if he had a wrestling game, and I know he does train judo. I couldn't find any clips of it that were usable, but See, his hands are a little lower. His defense is a little more hoppy, you know, less traditional. Oddly, it's his second learned stance seemingly, but yet his flashiest. You know, that's not the norm. Usually, if someone started off orthodox and went to southpaw, this doesn't look to me. His feet, see, he'll get like on his right hook from southpaw. He'll be a little bit like heel to the ground. It's like he hasn't been throwing that forever, and that over the top left hand was kind of what I was talking about before. Looks like it's from a feint shot. So flashy is of course subjective, though hands down would probably be the better description. Here from Orthodox, a wonderful bolo 6 into a hammer jab. Look at that. And then there's a little leaping left, kind of RJJ. Feint Orthodox into forward pivot southpaw. And these are different clips, believe it or not. Watch this. That's the body. That's the body. Those are, one was in like round 1 was in 6. Outside slip from Orthodox to square hipped. Hard step right and then shoulder dip to cork that left hook. That is beautiful. We'll slow it down. There, whoop, up and around. I mean, he's zigzagging in and around. And it's kind of like good luck defensively in real time, right? Look at his hand. That could come straight up like a 5. Like, you know, it could come up and around high like a high 3. Loma like hands down corner evasion and escape. So see that out of the corner, that's like baiting almost at that point, because it does tire you out to miss when you're punching. Sometimes shelling, other times it's stuck in quarters with that brilliant head movement via his feet though. And again, think of head movement sometimes like torso movement, and if you ever needed an example, this might be the video to see that it really is it's everything. It's from your feet up. It's not just moving your head. That'd be terrible advice. So emulating other pound for pound greats right here, the Eastern Bloc greats I should say, of the last decade, here with some forward shifting a la Triple G. There you go. And it's also the blending in and punch selection as well. So sometimes switching stance is more about your opponent's angle of retreat. After an orthodox 1, 2, 3, the opponent is forced strong side into his right, into a neutral 6 and overhand 4. See this? 1, 2, 3. Look at that. 6, overhand 4. Beautiful. Misses on that. Right hand over the top. And see how he does that from southpaw? A lot, he kind of concaves back. Reminds me of Nassim Ahmed quite a bit. This level change into overhand is really thematic. And here it is, slowed down. He starts with that. Look at that. Beautiful long uppercut into it. And from that head being low, it's a throw off. You know, here's the Euro step. In its more dramatic form right there into an up jab. Beautiful stuff. And I just wanted to show you, I like doing this once in a while, where you can see it, you know, what it really is in an NBA context, what a Euro step looks like, and then its application. So see from there, he moves around off right foot, right hand. So he jumped off right foot right here, right hand. Same idea. It's not quite a crossover, it's a little different, hence it having its own name. Here's the Euro step from Orthodox rather than Southpaw. It's a little bit different. He's not like jumping off the same foot per se, but they're both beautiful. Love that into the left hook. And this dude's no joke, Harden. He's a great player. From the Rockets. I don't watch much NBA, but I appreciate the athleticism. No diggity. There's some more into the body. Love that. So this Euro step isn't so unlike the motto shift, as a lot of people call it. Just think Mike Tyson's movement. It's offensive via its defensive avenue. So Madrimov will step to his right foot toward the opponent's weak side and swivel left foot in toward to then load up. So see that left foot there? Now he's got power. He even came off the ground to throw that left hand coinciding with it, with that movement. So here's Orthodox to Southpaw, back to Orthodox. No punches thrown, right? So there it's just making, there's probably 100 reads made right there. And because the 0 punches, it became this, you know, from that read, from those 100 reads I assumed existed. Look at that beautiful angle on that 3. He's very accurate on the fly. And he fights at around middleweight, so he's not too small. Sometimes the stance switch is kind of similar to a switch kick. It's kind of Dillashaw or Stylebender where they do that switch into the punch. Beautiful stuff. And we'll slow it down a little bit there. And the last one, slow it down one more time. See that switch? Boom. It's right. It's in place into that right hand. I don't know why the camera changed right at that second, but that's the same sequence. So at times it aids the momentum of that leaping hook that he seems to like so much. But again, Roy Jones made a career off that punch, and might be the great in his prime, one of the greatest I've ever seen. or he is the greatest I've ever seen. So overall, I think people have come to appreciate defensive movement more in this Lomachenko era, because Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker, and people like that really didn't get their due. I hear Willie Pep was popular. My great uncle knew him pretty well, but who knows. So we'll close out with his most recent fight against game opponent Charlie Navarro. The Dream showed off a little bit of everything, including sportsmanship, which I'm not going to show you that part, obviously. We're a little short on time here, but you can find it. This is somewhere between Roy Jones and Lomachenko. It's that zigzag swag into a lunging left hook. The slip post hook is astounding within itself. Forget the punch. Look at that. And I'll slow it down, of course, so that you can see it. But this is very Loma-esque. It's late, though late to the right hand. The idea is to get the opponent turning into your punches. See right there? It's a little bit late on it, unfortunately. So look at this Diaz-esque cadence on the 1-2, and this is what I was talking about before. He puts his 2 right behind it. It's like jab to the body, 2 straight up top, bang. Look at that, beautiful stuff. Oh, that's so nice. That's just so nice. It's blah. And that'll definitely do some damage. Here he is from Southpaw. A wonderful open stance jab parry into an up jab, and then that vicious body shot with all of his weight momentum coming in. There it is, and boom! Didn't even see it. See how his eyes were kind of off target too. And this dude's not feeling good somehow. Tough enough, Certainly the inevitable is coming. He is inevitable with a crafty body puncher, and that seems to be another staple of a lot of these Eastern Bloc types. Look at right there, that long liver shot. He knows there's nothing he can do really to defend it. And when you're hurt to the body, you are hurt. So I'm just gonna thank all you for watching. This is Israil Madrimov, The Dream. He is from Uzbekistan, if you want to look him up. 25 years old, 5-0. So he's pretty early on in his career. He hasn't faced anyone too crazy yet. But I think the future should be pretty brave for him if they don't throw a Salido at him, for instance. And thanks for watching. If you want, all my links will be below in the description. And cheers.